this week we're going to focus on soil sampling. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that since I've been trying to get it done since we got some moisture and I can get the probe back in the ground. But as farmers and ranchers, we want to be good stewards of the land. We are always trying to do what we can to keep our natural resources in the best shape possible. And one way that we do that is by soil sampling our fields. Whether you do it in a vehicle that's got a big soil probe, some of us just do it on our own if we're not big farmers, and we use a soil probe which goes in the ground and it takes a core sample. And then you can get different depths when you send that in to have it analyzed. We just do one sample, but you can define it down to 0 to 12 inches, 12 to 24, the top 6 inches. You can get whatever kind of sample that you want depending on what you're looking for. So what we're looking for in our soil is where we sit at with our nitrogen, with our phosphorus, potassium, magnesium. There's different minerals in the soil that we want to make sure when we put on fertilizer in the spring that we're doing it correctly in the right amounts. One other thing that you can get from your soil sample, it's called a cation exchange capacity. And what that tells you is how much nitrogen your soil can hold. So you can go on and put on a whole bunch of nitrogen if you want, but if your soil can't hold it, it's basically just a waste of money. It's not going to hold all of that. So you need to find out where that limit is, and then also you're going to get a prescription based on what crop you're going to grow. Now your co-op may do that. You can take it to an independent person, or like for us, we just interpret it on our own. So when you go and take soil samples, you can do it in a grid pattern. You can do it based on the soil types, zone sampling. What I do on our farm is I take all our saline areas as one sample because we want to manage those completely different. And then I take a composite sample of the whole field. And that means I take my map out and I get spots all over the field where I'm going to pull a sample. And then that goes into my bucket, and I mix it all up together, and then I've got one sample that I'm going to send in for that entire field. So if we break the field down, then I break down the soil samples, but basically we just want to know what's in our soil for the crop that we're going to plant the next year, so we can do the very best management practices when we put down all our fertilizer in the spring, whether it's liquid nitrogen or granular fertilizer. We want to be the cost effective and just the most reasonable that we can be as farmers, and don't put down things that we don't need.